Cool.
What up, Snack Talkers? We've got PC Renee. Woohoo!
Hey.
Renee's kindly given so. Just a little sidetrack though. I heard that you've defeated COVID. Is that a rumor or?
Well, yes, I'm in isolation right now. My younger son, I have a 7-month-old, and he's got COVID, but the rest of us in the household are all negative. So it looks we're,
She
managing
PC'd
to
COVID out.
Yeah, I kicked it in the ass. Honestly, I put it down to being healthy, fit, and strong.
Nice.
I mean, look, I know that's not going to stop you from getting COVID, but I think it definitely helps your immune system when you are healthy, fit, and strong, and look after yourself and do the right things, and don't follow the trends and the fads.
100%. So, Renee, you ready to talk some smack?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. So, right, health and fitness. That's your mantra. That's what gets you out of bed every day. You wanting to improve lives, improve quality of life. Talk to me and tell me what gave you the passion to actually sort of do what PC Renee does.
Absolutely. So I've been in the industry now nearly 9 years. So It's a long time to be in an industry at my age as well. I'm 28, so that's, pretty much all I've lived and breathed is health and fitness. The passion started when I was quite young. I was about 14, and I used to go to Les Mills, and I used to shadow a PT, and I just loved it so much. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. But with the start of my journey came a lot of my own issues with body image, a lot of my own issues with trying to always lose weight, trying to always look quote unquote skinny, because as a girl, for some reason, you have this stupid fucking idea in your head that you have to be skinny. Yeah. And it's bullshit. You don't have to be skinny. But you have this thing in your head. Yeah, booty, absolutely. And there's all this pressure, which is no one puts it on you but yourself, to look a certain way. And so I went through a bit of my own traumas with fitness, with health. I tried everything, did it all. I've experimented with myself with a lot of things. And by doing all of that, I've been able to really put together a really awesome method as how I can help people achieve their own health and fitness goals, but to be able to do it and sustain it for life, and in a way that doesn't mean they have to give up everything they love, or doesn't mean they have to, give up going out for a drink, or they have to exercise 7 days a week. It's basically fitting exercise and nutrition into your lifestyle, making sure you're still being who you are, being true to who you are, living the lifestyle that you love, but fitting exercise and nutrition into that. So from my own learnings and everything I've been through myself, I've been able to kind of put this method together to really help people and help them make a good change, but in a positive way. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of exercises, it's still really attached to a lot of negatives. Do you know what I mean? When people
100%.
think of exercise, they think, I'm doing this to lose weight. You know what I mean? How much shit do you see out there advertised with it to do with exercise based on weight loss? And
everything.
Everyone that is, right?
Everything.
And everyone promoting fitness is shredded and looking ripped, and they've got massive biceps, and all the girls have got rock hard abs. Do you really think that shit's realistic?
It's not.
But that is what people associate fitness with, and that is what they think they need to look like if they want to start going to the gym, or I want to get fit, I want to lose weight, I've got to go to the gym, I've got to exercise, when exercise has nothing to do with that. When it comes to exercise, you're exercising because you want to improve your mood, you want to feel better, you want to feel stronger, you want to feel more confident, you want to feel good naked, all of that stuff. We don't exercise to lose weight. You know what I mean? That's a whole different kettle of fish, the weight loss side of things. And a lot of that starts with the mental as well,
So sorry to interrupt, but would you say that it's more of an inside job? How you feel about yourself is how you'll see what you see good about fitness. If you don't feel good about yourself, you see the negative side in fitness. In
absolutely,
fitness, and you pursue that. You actually be gravitated towards it.
Absolutely. So what people tend to do before they, chat to me and coach with me and learn about what not to do.
Get smacked to it. Yeah,
exactly. Is they think that they've got to exercise to lose weight, and what they'll do is say they have a quote unquote bad weekend where they eat pizza and have a wine or have a beer, and maybe eat a little bit extra food than they would during the week. Then on Monday they go to the gym and they punish themselves on the treadmill for 2 hours and run and try and sweat more, and they'll run in a jumper to sweat more. They'll go and do like 2 hours extra bicep curls because they ate too much on the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
how did you get my weight training program?
Oh, I may have done a bit of research now. Generally, like
describing everything I done last week.
Right? I know this though because this is what is so common with everyone, and this is because this is the shit we're fed in the media. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff you see on Instagram, stuff you see on like Facebook popping up, even TikTok now. There's so much like, the stuff.
Social media, man. Social media.
Social media. Like, it can be a real positive thing. Like, for people, say like myself, who are out there sharing knowledgeable information that's going to help people. But then it can also be a real negative thing where you've got people in, say, the fitness industry that advertise things like fat burners and protein powders to get shredded and lose weight. Like, what the fuck's a powder gonna do? You know?
I launched this platform like 2 weeks ago, and I got probably about 20 invites to do collabs for powders, pre-workouts, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Like,
no.
Yeah, but like, it was overwhelming.
Like, I get the paycheck's probably nice, right?
Yeah.
But then again, like, it goes down to what your values are and what your ethics are. Like, if you're trying to make some money, do you want to do that by adding value to someone's life? Or do you want to do that to get a quick money fix and then realize that actually all you're doing is selling people like false, misleading information, which is not going to add value and help them? So the way I look at that is that you can make a short-term, like, quick buck by doing that, or you can work a little bit harder, take a little bit longer to make that money, but actually add value to people's lives and have those people coming back to you for help. Do you know what I mean?
That's well said. Just, and like, it'll be a long-term effect.
Absolutely, it'll be a long-term, like, client relationship, and your business will be more successful because of it, versus going, oh, I need to make a quick buck, I'm gonna release a how to get abs in 6 weeks program, which gets people to starve themselves and do like unrealistic exercise, quantities and exercises that don't really work to do so. And I'm going to put a picture of myself shredded on the cover, which from a photo shoot I did last year when I was at my skinniest. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of stuff people don't realize that these fitness people are doing.
Yeah.
Going back on the ebook thing, so many of these fitness influencers out there, like the ones that look shredded and whatnot, especially for females, it's very unrealistic to look like that all year round, unless you're on steroids or you're constantly in a calorie deficit and have the worst relationship with food, right?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So these people will take a photo shoot probably once a year when they're looking their most shredded, like you'll see them #cutting for the photo shoot.
Like calorie deficit.
They'll have their photo shoots. Yeah, exactly. They'll take their photo shoots, they'll airbrush their like bodies, they'll do all their tans, all that kind of stuff. Take all these photos and then you recycle and reuse that content for all of their programs and all of their ebooks, their websites and everything like that. I can guarantee you, if you saw that person like in their off season, they would look nothing like that shredded picture on that ebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so misleading people again, like how many people, especially like men, right? All men think that in order to be healthy and fit, they have to be shredded and they have to have abs. Like, is that really going to be realistic? Because you're going to have to be at extremely low body fat and probably not eating as much food, not enjoying your life, probably not being able to enjoy a beer, going out with the boys. You know what I mean? Like,
but
how's that living?
Extremely low body fat all year round. That's
exactly.
Yeah, you can't.
It's not realistic.
That's not healthy
no,
too.
It's not. Absolutely not. And people that do tend to have like other things happening in their lives, like disordered eating or bad mental health. But then also, there are that very small majority of people, like the 1%ers, who are just genetically gifted. You do have some people in your life that you might know that are genetically gifted when it comes to muscle, and that's just luck. But most of the time, it's very unrealistic for most people to have that low amount of body fat. And when you see those people jumping up on stage, those physique builders, those bodybuilders, they're probably at the most unhealthiest like parts of their life ever, because they are starving, they're depleted of water, they've not been eating food they love for the last like months to get to that point. They've probably, not all of them, but yeah, some of them have probably been steroiding up leading up to the competition and then going, for a point of the build up to the season, they're off the steroids. Like, they put all this shit into their body to get themselves looking like that on stage, all for what? Like, all for what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you really want to put yourself through that? Do you really think that every general population person like you and myself who aren't, you know, competing at an athlete level need to look like that? Absolutely fucking not.
Honestly. And so, but being comfortable in your own skin is so important, right? Like,
Hell yeah.
Just looking at yourself, even if you're feeling fat, even if you're feeling overweight, even if you're feeling low, but like just looking yourself and loving yourself for who you are.
You have to love yourself now, because if you don't love yourself now, what makes you think you're going to love yourself 10 kilos later?
When you rip,
there's no, you have to learn to love yourself every step of the journey. From the day that you're 10 kilos heavier to the day that you're 10 kilos lighter, you need to love yourself every single step of the journey. Otherwise, it ain't going to work. And you ain't going to have a good relationship with this fucking journey that you're on. You need to love yourself. The first thing you have to tell yourself when you start, like say you decide, okay, I would like to lose weight because I'm not feeling myself. You need to still love yourself then. And you need to find a way to do that, whether it's affirmations, whether it's, you know, doing the things that you love and enjoy, whether it's changing your environment a little bit, changing your habits a little bit. You've got to learn to love yourself first, because you're going to find it really, really hard to lose the weight if you don't love yourself first. Like, it is the number one rule, you know, and it all starts here. It all starts with the mind.
It does. I was reading this thing actually before you jumped on, and it says so clearly too, is that like, in order for you, if you want to be creative and if you want to create a environment of creativity, you actually have to cut out the chaos.
Yeah.
You know, you got to actually cut it out, and you got to literally get down to the nitty gritty of what you want, who you want to be, and then go towards it.
Absolutely. And one thing that I always encourage my clients to do is to understand what your values are. And you know what? Like, most people that I ask, like, what are your values? They're like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you value? What are your values in life? Because if you don't know your values, then you don't know what you stand for. You don't know how to make your own decisions. When you know what your values are, your core values, and I usually say to have around 3 to 5 if you struggle to figure out what they are. When you make decisions, especially when it comes to your health and fitness, or even just your life, going back and reflecting on those values helps you to make your decisions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if one of your core values is trust and honesty, and something you're making a decision based upon, it could be business or anything, doesn't relate to that value, trust and honesty, then you know that your answer is going to be no. You know what I mean? So you need to know more about yourself first before you even think about, like, okay, I need to lose weight, I need to get shredded, I need to do this. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to be sustainable if you don't do the deep work first. Like, you need to fucking love yourself. You know, like, we're all different.
Should we call that emotional maturity? Like, or like, should we call that emotional awareness? Like, having that sense of peace where, all right, I know I need to drop a few, but at the same time too, I'm okay if I don't, because I just want to get fit. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to be healthier, I want to be stronger. Absolutely. And I think what we also need to do in order to do that with exercise especially is start detaching the idea of exercise and weight loss and nutrition and restriction, and change our perspective about these things that we have. Like, for exercise, for example, you need to change your intention. So your intention would be, I want to exercise to feel stronger. I want to exercise so that I can do deadlifts. I want to exercise so that I can do 10 push-ups on my toes. Like, give your exercise better intentions, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're more likely to do it, because it's the attachment to exercise is not, I've got to punish myself for eating all that food I ate, you know? It's just this constant negative circle, and you're chasing this tail about what you think exercise is for, you know?
Because food is a stimulus sensory, so when you eat food, you actually feel good about eating good food. You know what I mean? It's wholesome. Yeah. Yeah,
I always say food is mood, you know? So, like, what you eat. Now, when I say this though, like, what you eat is a representation of your mood. But when I say that, sometimes you feel like chocolate, right? And when you eat that, that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But allowing yourself to eat that without having any restriction or shit, I shouldn't have done that attached to it, it's going to still make you feel good. But if you eat the chocolate and the attachment to that is, oh, I shouldn't have had that. Fuck, why did I do that? Damn it, I've ruined all my progress. Okay, I'll start again Monday. Then you're creating a really negative kind of feeling and association with that food. And you're more likely to binge eat on it. You know, like same goes with salad. Like sometimes eating like a salad or a more wholesome meal is also going to make you feel good. It depends what you want and what you need at the time. And that's when you need to learn to acknowledge like what it is you want, going back on your values. You know what I mean? Like even with your food choices, like does it make you feel energized? You know what I mean? Like,
this is so good. It's like Gym City, honestly. It's like
right. Absolutely. Course 101. So we'll break down mini course.
When you say values, like how would you help a client re-establish their values? Like, so for me, I've got a faith, and that's where my value sits, my belief system sits at. How would you, though, if someone who's got no clue whatsoever, how would you sit someone down and like, say I was an 18-year-old chick, right?
Yeah.
And I come to you and I say, Renee, I want to be booty sized, wearing, I want to be hitting bikini shots, all of that for summer. Hook me up. How would you?
Yeah, and like really good question, like good scenario, because this is a real common one. This is one I get a lot of these kind of messages. People that, first of all though, that because going back to my values, if someone came to me and said I want to train for a bikini competition, the first thing I would say to them, I'd be like, oh cool, so why is it you want to do that? Like what is it about that, bikini competition that attracts you to it so much? If their answer is, oh, because I really want to compete in the sport, I'll say, cool, I'm not training for you. You need to go and find someone else. If they're doing it because it's more of an aesthetic thing, or they want to look good in a bikini, that's when I'll sit them down and be like, okay, what I really want to talk to you about is, are you doing this because you feel like the only way to be healthy, fit and strong and look good is to look like that on stage? Or are you doing it, like, what are your reasons?
To get your ex-boyfriend back or something?
Totally, like, I get deep with these people. And like,
it's scandal, man.
So much shit comes out of their mouth, like, that's actually internal and other stuff that's going on. They're not actually doing this competition for themselves. They're doing it for so many other reasons. And you're right, like, sometimes it is, because I had a bad breakup. Or sometimes it is because, my mum always used to criticize me about my weight when I was a kid. Like, there's so much underlying trauma that goes with it, and this is why people want to do this. So I have to break everything down for people first and understand why they want to do it. And then the reason why they want to do this actually changes, which is a really good thing, because I don't want every woman to be going to those bikini competitions. I don't want women to be losing their periods, TMI, but I think, it's very healthy to talk about periods with men, because they need to know about these things, right?
But whoa. So they lose it?
A lot of women can do, because their body, not forever, but for a short period of time. So like a little bit of period 101 for the men out there.
Sorry, I got a little bit flustered there.
Well, I think it's important that you guys know about these things, right? Because it's a natural thing, right? What's so wrong about saying the word period to a male? I've got cramps to a male. I think it needs to be more normalized. Do you know what I mean? But so for some women, when they're at a very, very low body fat percentage and they're under a lot of stress, which can happen when your body is very low body fat, you can lose your period. Because essentially, like, if you think about, like, naturally in the wild, or back in the day, if you're under a lot of stress, nature's not going to want you to be able to recreate. So your body then kind of goes into that survival mode. We cannot hold a baby. We cannot nourish a baby right now. We're too underweight. We're too skinny. We're too stressed. We haven't got enough going on to be able to help, like, hold a baby or reproduce. So the period stops, because without a period, you can't exactly have a baby. Yeah. And it's very, very healthy for a woman to have a regular period, unless they've got other underlying health issues, like, other things that go on. I won't go too deep into those underlying health issues, but I basically just want to say that getting up on stage and being that lean and that low in body fat is not something to aspire to, because why do you want to not be able to get a period when it's something that a woman needs to have? It's very natural, it's very healthy. Do you know what I mean?
No, I 100% agree with you, because I didn't know that places that much stress on a woman's menstrual cycle.
Absolutely.
Because that's not healthy at all.
No, it's not, right? Even you as a male know that it's not a healthy thing. That low body fat percentage is not good. And for guys too, like guys when they get really low body fat percentages get grumpy. You know, they are fucking angry. Really,
we are hangry more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. A man is gonna eat, right?
Yeah,
so
we need to eat, and we need to eat like 5 times a day.
Exactly. So when you're eating like little amounts of chicken and broccoli, the last thing you kind of want is, you know, it just no. Yeah. So being super lean is not something to aspire to unless you are an athlete, unless you are competing at an athlete's level. You just need to be able to be in that realistic body fat, you know, category, which is different for each individual, depending on your height, depending on your age, gender, all of that comes into play as well. So, yeah. Do we really want to be super lean? Yeah, fuck, I don't want to bother with that.
Yeah,
I'd rather be healthy, fit, and strong, be able to lift heavy weights in the gym, and be a realistic body fat that is in a healthy category where I know I'm not at risk of any kind of heart disease or osteoporosis, arthritis, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's about finding that happy balance.
I'm going to throw you another boomerang.
Go for
it. As you know, myself and you are quite the Instagram following together.
Yes.
And we have our little chit-chats, and I saw a couple of your posts. Talk to me.
Oxy fucking shred.
Talk your smack.
Okay.
Talk your smack, Renee.
Shit. Okay, well, I'll tell you about my first ever Oxy shred experience. So when I was about 20, I took some Oxy shred for the first time, and I actually thought I had been, my drink had been spiked. I thought I was on drugs. I was like tripping out in the gym, like going, okay, I'm going to go do some leg press. No. Okay, I'm going to go here. I felt like I was tripping in the gym.
Sweat.
So much, and then sitting there and like your body starts tingling, right? You tingle, and it's like, why the fuck am I feeling like this? Because it's a stimulant. So, and there's also a very unhealthy amount of caffeine as well in those fat burners. So if you have a fat burner at night, you're probably not going to sleep till the next day. There's so much caffeine in it, it's not healthy. It's not good for the body.
It's not happening.
And it's a waste of fucking money. No, fat burners, fat burning pills, any of those kind of pills do not help you burn fat. What helps you to burn fat is a calorie deficit. That's where your nutrition comes into play. You need to be focusing on good nutrition and eating within a calorie deficit for a short amount of time to be able to burn fat. Not by taking some fucking powder that makes you feel like you're going to shit your pants while you're doing a leg press, or like trip balls when you walk to the cardio machine and someone talks to you. Do you know what I mean? Like I think these things are just very much like overly advertised by all your Instagrammers like Joseph Rakic and
Joey Rex.
Yeah, like good on him. He's done so well, and he's got you know, he's done a fabulous job at what he's doing. But dude, like, are you fucking trying to take money off vulnerable people by being sponsored by Oxy Shred? Like, he probably gets a 5% cut or 2% cut from every sale he makes, and he's got like over 1 million followers. He's going to make a lot of sales, and he's probably getting a lot of extra cash from those fucking Oxy Shreds. Like,
because it's expensive.
It's like $90 a bloody tub or something. It's probably more than that because of inflation. But it's the biggest waste of money and time. So don't invest in it. Don't waste your money. Spend that money on a coach, or spend that money on a personal training session, or save that money and invest it. Do something better with that money than spend it on fucking fat burners, because it ain't going to help you burn fat.
Or if you smack talkers are watching this right now, save that money that you're putting with your Oxy Shred. Go into PT Renee's website, book a session, and get down and lifting some weights.
Exactly. Come learn how to deadlift like a pro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's just like, waste of money, waste of time, and it is a placebo thing. So I have friends that love Oxy Shred, and that's cool. Like, they know my opinions on it, but for them, they take it because they don't like coffee, and it gives them like that, like, oh, I'm ready to go to the gym, and it tastes good kind of thing. Cool. If you want to spend your money on that and it works for you and it makes you feel motivated, go for it. But what I don't want people to do is go and buy Oxy Shred or buy fat burning pills because they think it's going to help them to burn fat. It does not. And just because you sweat a little bit more doesn't mean you're burning off more cake. That has nothing to do with it. Your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, that is what determines how much calories you burn. Do you know what I mean? That BMR number. Not oh, I'm sweating more. I must be working harder. I must be
I need
burning more
another
calories.
scoop. I need another scoop.
Yeah, give me some more. Give me some more.
Let me dry scoop this shit.
I don't know what people do that. Like, are you trying? What are you trying to do? Just no. And when people mix it in their vodka, like you see all at the gym bros.
Yeah. People take.
Oh, bro, let's just have some pre-workout and vodka. Like, this is, like, don't. Just don't. You don't need it, okay? Just no.
What we're going to say,
on the shelf and leave it there.
What we're saying is that it's a placebo effect.
Yes, it is.
Do your homework. Save that money. Go onto PT Renee's website. Book another couple sessions. Get lifting. Do it the healthy way. Feel good about yourself when you're doing it as well. And don't follow what every dickhead is doing online. Like,
just because they look shredded.
Just because they've dieted for 12 weeks and they've done their photo shoot on the 13th week. Like, don't do that.
You gotta. That is fitness marketing 101. And I honestly, like I am a huge believer in investing in yourself. So I've had business coaches in the past and business coaches in the fitness space, but ones that I've ended up firing because, again, they don't align with my values. Like saying you need to post pictures of you in your bikini, you'll get more clients. Well, fuck that. It doesn't align with my values. Like, why am I going to go and get shredded, post pictures of my ass in a bikini just to try and get more clients? No, thank you.
Yeah, get a meat fest.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm going to show up authentically as me. Most of the time without makeup on, probably wearing jeans. I don't need to be wearing Gymshark little outfits or like promoting, that I've got rock club ads. No, it's not what it's about. We're trying to get people to be healthier, fitter, stronger for life, not for short periods of time and not to look aesthetically pleasing for like 10 weeks of their life. We want people to develop these habits forever. Do you know what I mean? And then pass it on to future generations. So that those kids are growing up healthier and have a better relationship with food, a better mindset around their body image and all of that, It's so much more than that.
We're running out of time. So what would be the one thing, because just for the Smack Talkers out there, that you're going to be associated with Smack Talk for a little while. And I'm so proud of that.
So get your questions ready.
Yeah, better get your questions ready. So we're going to do like a couple of Q&As and stuff like that as well. So I'm going to get people to email questions. I'm going to get you to answer them live as well. We'll do a live actually. So we'll go live.
Yeah, that'll be the way to go.
And then, we'll get people jamming their questions. But what's the one piece of advice that you can leave our smackers with just so that they can get their head in the game?
Yeah. So I want to say a few things quickly. I know we've only got a short amount of time left, but the first thing I want to say is stop restricting yourself from the food that you love. Stop restricting yourself from eating like a chocolate bar, or stop restricting yourself from eating, say, a donut. Have these things in your diet, but have them in smaller quantities. Don't restrict yourself, because restriction leads to binging and other eating disorders later on the track. Stop trying to follow aesthetically rock hard abs. It's not going to help you long term with your health. Just aspire to be the best version of yourself and just keep focusing on that. Focus on you, focus on your journey. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop going on Instagram and going, oh, I need to look like him or I need to look like her, and start focusing on what you want to look like and how you want to feel as an individual. And most importantly, figure out what your values are. Go do some homework. Like, honestly, I'm setting everyone that's listening to this podcast, go and research what your values are. And by doing that, when I mean research, you need to just start like understanding what it is that makes you you. Who are you? What is it that you love? What is it that you live by? Figure out your values. Google values if you need some word inspiration, and figure out what those are. And then is the best way to start.
Or come to church with me. Come to the church while I'm preaching. You'll find some values in there as well.
There you go. Find some values in faith too.
Hey, Renee, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Love what you're doing. I'll probably flick you an email, or I'll message you about this as well. I'm going to put this up in the weekend. So be on the lookout for that. Like, subscribe, share it. But thank you so much, and best of love to the family. And I hope they get better soon. Actually.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to our next session.
Awesome. Cool. Good night.
See you later.
See you.
What up, Smack Talkers? Episode 6 was a doozy. Sorry about my disheveled look. Just finished boot camp. It was atrocious. But I think what we can get out of that episode with Renee, I mean, how good? How good is that? And yeah, some of the key points and some of the key takeaways is that, you got to be okay with yourself first. You got to believe in yourself. You got to love who you are first before you go and you put the aesthetics on and you add on. If you are looking for validation in other people or in other things or in places, what you're saying is that you don't really know yourself that well. So my advice to you is to get in touch with Renee or myself or any self-development or self-growth avenue, and work on yourself. Do the work. Your relationships will grow. Learn about yourself first before you start taking on that image, because if you're not ready for it, you're just going to be the same hurt person, just more ripped or more fit. So be clear about your goals, be clear about what you want in life, and be kind out there. Be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. There's so much going on in the world, and the world needs you. Keep talking that smack. All right, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the Renee's details are in the description, so hit her up for PT sessions. If you're a female and if you want to get up off your ass and actually do something, hit her up. She's brilliant. I can't thank her enough, and you will be seeing her much more often. Plus, coming up this week, we've got Abolitious Granger, we've got Mark, who I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to be delving into a guy who's been in jail, got out of jail, reformed, and he's doing his thing. He's mentoring, he's motivational speaking at the moment. He's based in Christchurch. He's Tongan, so if you're of Polynesian descent, please jump on, click like, subscribe. We're also going to delve into some spiritual talk. We've got Joshua Singh. Joshua Singh is an accomplished preacher. He's a pastor as well at Indian Christian Life Center. We're going to be debunking a lot of the stigma around why people don't want to go to church, why people disassociate from church, why Christians disassociate from church as well. So we're going to just do a bit of teaching on that. Plus, we've got a few overseas guests coming on board. So keep talking that smack. Get in touch if you want to smack talk. Show some love. Show some respect. Keep loving out there. The world needs you. Peace. This is a Smack Talk production.